Happy weekend. Hope everyone's had a good week and a good weekend and ready for the next week. I've been doing well, sticking with it. I bought a new shirt today, and this was a size down from what I normally wear. I think it fits well, so pretty happy about that. I'll take it. So I'm changing things up a little bit. One of the things I want to do, start my videos out, at least the weekly ones, with just kind of saying how long I've been cancer free. So I'm 130 days cancer free from surgery. If you know much about cancer, it's not really gone until you've made it till 5 years. That's when they kind of consider you're golden. So I've got some time, but 130 days, I'll take it. And if for some reason it comes back, we got to fight it some more. We'll restart the counter, but we're gonna get to the 5 year mark. I don't do the math, but it's 1,000 days or whatever it is. Also, want to talk a little bit about something that I am grateful for this week. So this week I am grateful for my job. And outside the fact it's something that I really like to do and I enjoy the work, I also get to work from home, and that means when in between meetings or things I need to do, if I go out and get a drink or snack or something, I can see my little toddlers and my wife, which is really awesome. And obviously I get to skip out on 1 to 2 hours of traffic every day. So super grateful for that. And it was incredibly nice to have last year when I was in Memphis and just all the stuff I had to deal with. So yeah. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about something. So for today's kind of core topic, I'm going to talk a little bit about what my goals are for this year. So I know I talked about like 90 days, what's next, kind of give a recap, but I've been thinking about it a little bit more, put some more specifics on my goal for this year. So I will reassess at the end of next year or the end of this year. Maybe we'll say February or January. But for now, my goal is to do these things from a diet perspective. And so if I'm doing those, I'll say, hey, I'm being successful, right? So number one, drink 32 ounces of fresh juice every day. So, I have a juicing recipe, and actually next week's video, I will show you the juicing recipe as well as do a review of a new juicer that I got. But that's going to be core to my everyday life for the next year. Gonna eat a clove of garlic every day, teaspoon of oregano, and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I'll do my superfood smoothie. I have a video on that. I might do another one because I've tweaked it a little bit in the future, but for now, it's full of great stuff. Do that basically for lunch. Before I was no dairy, no meat. So for the year, unless something happens and cancer comes back and it gets bad, I'm going to do minimal dairy, but some. So I find that if I add organic Greek yogurt in my smoothie, just a little bit, I want to get a little bit of protein, but I also get probiotics. It seems to have helped my digestion a little bit, just having a little bit in there. So I've been doing that, and I kind of stopped doing my protein shake because of the concerns with lead in organic protein shakes, which is really annoying because I really like the protein shake, but I'm not convinced it doesn't have that, and so I'm not going to do it. And then when it comes to meat, I'm going to do no red meat, no pork, none of that. But I'll do organic chicken and like freshwater or ocean caught non-primary predator fish like cod or salmon. Once, maybe twice a week, maybe some eggs. So very minimal on that and very picky about what it would be, but I'll be potentially having some meat every week. All organic when possible, so there'll be sometimes where I can't do organic. If it's processed food, so like let's say organic chips or something like that, if it's processed at all, it's got to be organic. Ultra processed, not going to do at all. And if it's not organic and it's like real, like maybe get some broccoli somewhere that's not organic, then okay, that's fine. But nothing ultra processed, dyes, all those chemicals, preservatives. If it's got that in it, I'm not even gonna do it. Organic, there is organic processed food, but it doesn't have all that other stuff. So I try to avoid that too, but that's something I would potentially do. Try not to eat out, but if I do, focus on plant-based, real, not processed. And then obviously reevaluate any of this if cancer comes back. 2 other things is I'm going to do intermittent fasting. So the goal would be that a normal day would look like 7, I'd stop eating, 7 p.m. And then not eating until 10. But when I eat, it would be juice and then probably have a smoothie for lunch at noon. So pretty tight eating window as well. And then also taking the maximum amount of high quality beta glucan for my body weight. So 1,500 milligrams of beta glucan. So that's this year's plan. That's an everyday thing. If I have to travel or something, it might be a little bit tweaked, but I'm going to try to stick to that as close as possible. And if I'm doing that, then I'm going to call myself successful for the week. And then I think 2 other things I didn't add in there is 10,000 steps, although I'm going to tweak a little bit. We'll say 70,000 steps a week, just in case, there's a rough day and I'm, 9,000 steps, I'll make it up on the next day. But we're going to get to that average of 10,000 steps every day. And then I've started another workout routine, which maybe I'll show at some point, but it's a real simple one. I'm going to try doing that every day, Monday through Friday. And hopefully I will put on some muscle this year. That's another kind of unofficial goal. So that's the diet plan. That's what I'm going to do to stay healthy this year. And then at the end of the year, we'll reevaluate. There's probably going to be some more of this, but maybe a little bit, maybe some tweaks here and there. Yeah, so that's that. The other thing that happened this weekend was Samantha and I went and got a van. So we've had our Dodge Caravan for quite a while now. I think we got it during COVID time. And we've always wanted a Sienna since even when we got that one, we just couldn't afford it. And so when we were in Memphis, Samantha really wanted one. But anyway, we finally broke down and went and looked, and we found a really good deal on a used one. And we're pretty happy with it, pretty excited to finally have 2 Toyotas. So we are officially Toyota people. So very excited about that. The other thing that I'm going to do is, and I've talked about this before, so that was a core topic, talk about something that was worth of note this week, worth remembering. So I have 2 things that were a little bit interesting. So last week, Lexi got up and said, "Hey, I want Chick-fil-A for breakfast." And Samantha's like, "What the heck? You don't just demand Chick-fil-A. We're not doing that. I'm going to make you breakfast. We're gonna eat or whatever." She's like, "Oh, I'm just, that's no fair, sad or whatever." You know how toddlers are. Well, on Tuesday, Samantha had a bit of a busy day, and she ended up taking the kids and doing stuff with them. And that night, when I was putting the kids down, Lexi just unprompted told me, "I'm a spoiled little girl." And I was like, what are you talking about? And she said, "Well, Mom took me to Chick-fil-A for breakfast, and then she took me to lunch, and then we went to see Nana, and then she went to the Lego store and got me some Legos." And I'm thinking, yeah, you're kind of spoiled. It's a pretty good deal. It's kind of cool to see you recognize it. The reason obviously it happened, it was kind of a busy day, and we had some rewards from the Legos we bought before. And so she got her little Lego set and put it together for the first time, which was pretty cool because she's only 5. So I wasn't sure if she could handle it, but she actually put it together. So it's kind of a cute set. So that was fun. And then the other thing was actually this morning. So the kids were out playing, and our dog Copper, we let him out in the morning to use the restroom or whatever. And we were up in our room, and we have baby monitors on Levi's room and Lexi's room, and I was in the room, and we looked over, we heard some noises in Levi's room, and we went and looked, and Copper, our boxer, was sprawled out on Levi's bed, having a nice little nap, and it was ridiculous. He is spoiled and takes whatever he wants. So yeah, those are the memories for this week. The last thing I'll do here is have a hot take at the end of the week. Just something that happened this week that was interesting to me. Could be anything, maybe health related, maybe not. This week's hot take, I was, obviously there was a lot of Trump's nominations in hearings and questioned by senators, and I was kind of paying attention a little bit and looking at RFK Jr., and he's someone that I don't actually agree with on a lot of things when he was running for president, but I really liked his stance on health. So I was really hopeful, I still am hopeful, that he'll get confirmed, because I think that he's going to do a lot of good things for America in that realm. Obviously, we have tons of ultra-processed foods. We have tons of, unhealthy things out there. And I think he will bring America closer on par with the rest of the world, where there's actually a lot of regulation for some of the chemicals and stuff that companies are putting in our bodies, and maybe come after some of the drug companies too. I think they get away with way more than they should. They make healthcare way more expensive than it needs to be. So I don't know what your take is on political stuff, but if you've thought about it at all, take a look at his positions. I know a lot of people have controversial views on his vaccine positions, but his other positions, I think, are going to be good for America. So hopefully he gets in, and if he doesn't, hopefully whoever gets replaced will do at least some of the similar stuff that he was talking about. All right, and then that's it for the week. So next week I'm going to have a juicing review, but we'll see you then. God bless.